Hello?
Howdy. Hello.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a slightly delayed start on a Friday. We are definitely going to be building the Lego Quidditch trunk today. We have part of it ready to go. And let's roll back here, quickly see who has said good morning to everybody today. So, good morning definitely to Mama Bear, welcome on in, and to Sly Gamer Scott. Ooh, good to see you as much. Let's see, let's scroll through again. We've got Fantastic Sherlock Fox, good morning, and welcome Mama Bear. And I almost welcome myself, that's silly. Ooh, hey CT, good to see you, good to see you. And yeah, that's pretty good. Sounds like we've got everybody in here. Oh, and Valenti. Yep. How's Valenti doing today? Everybody's here. Valenti says it's first here. Really? Really? Yeah, I would say so, definitely. Sniped! For sure. So we got this one. And that one. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh, whatever. It works. Alright, so we've got Lego. We've got a bit of a weird angle today, so I'm always playing with the lights to see how it's going to work to avoid shadowing. And we've got some bizarre shadows and a bit of bizarre glares. But, cross our fingers, we'll be able to get through this reasonably. Now, you can see the set in the top corner, and where we are at, we've finished most of the base section. And the wall of awards. And I clipped the thing on the back because it actually seemed to fit better. However, it gets stuck quite easily, so I'll have to move it back, return it to... Wait, I don't think they had it in the front. I think it was just loose. Yeah, it was just loose. Okay. So we've got that, and then we've got our pieces for the characters, and I have not built those yet because I'm saving those until the end. Yay! And I thought I did a shout out, but I guess not. I don't know what my buttons are doing today. That's fine. Sometimes the buttons work, sometimes they don't. Alright, so we are on step 64. Let's just go rocket through this one. Very hot today, even though I have the coastal breeze. Ooh. Yeah, we actually had one of our friends up north in the community was complaining yesterday about 21 Celsius. Now, for those of you that don't do Celsius, rather than just simply converting, I mean, we have a converter, but rather than simply converting, we actually had, if you think about it, 21 is a very nice room temperature. On average, it's up here we do about 20, 21, somewhere in here as a room temperature. So, yeah, I was thinking of it. They said, it's too hot, go away, winter. And I'm thinking, are you nuts? They're only about 3.5 hours drive north of here. The weather is not that different up there compared to here. But there's no accounting for it, I guess. They're just the interesting individual that they are. But we are going to be getting warmer temps pretty soon here ourselves, I guess. It's supposed to be hitting Celsius-wise this weekend. We've got about 25 or 26. I went mirror that. That's not too bad. So it's 16 degrees from my... That's hot for my UK town. I could follow that, yeah. We're in the middle of... Well, I shouldn't say the middle of. We're in a prairie part of the country over here. So... We're used to it getting hot in the summer, but hotter is not really welcome. And just checking my nails, I was like, I've got some beat up nails. You'll see some ugly spots that may look not appropriate, but the reason I have slightly off nails is because I was working with some of our youth this week at Scouts working on our... Well, we would call them soapbox derby cars, like as in practicing to use them. But our soapbox derby cars don't look anything like a soapbox anymore, at all. At all. It's like, how do we describe it? If you picture one of those old-fashioned radio flyer wagons, probably about twice the size of that, then there's a backboard, and actually we have a seat belt. This has like a lap belt and a shoulder belt, and then you add to that like a brake handle, and then you steer with your feet. So yeah, it chewed my nails up pretty good just trying to push them around and buckle them in and so forth with the practice runs. Fantastic Shot Box says Geek Out needs to switch. Okay, Geek Out, I don't think I had that on this page. Double check. Like that. Okay, Geek is in the way, so let's go that way. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So I have some pretty ugly nails today. Part of it is I got some paint under them, so it's a little messy. Alright, so that bit. Oops. Camera. Good way to start. Try not to hit the mouse today. Then we're in the 60s and 70s in my house. Yeah, that's a good temperature to have. It's definitely a good temperature to have. Sometimes I tease Fantastic Sherlock Fox a little bit. Not because he likes it hot, but he warms it up in our basement. We have an oil heater. Now it's not like a heat the whole house by oil kind of thing. It's actually like one of those standalone little heaters where you electrically heat an oil reservoir area, and then it will produce further heat. Side, no wonder it's not fitting. And so he likes to have that oil heater at about 75, which I find too warm. But then if I consider that it's heating the whole room rather than a small space, so it makes more sense. I look at it that way. We have a community stream weekend this weekend. I apologize, I do not have a lineup of art. I just didn't. Well, a lot of people are getting to the point in this season where like as in seasonally, where it's just they got a million other things going on, so we were having troubles getting all the spots filled. And the resulting effect is any art we could put out is kind of inaccurate and irrelevant very, very quickly. Therefore, I'm not too surprised that with the amount of time I've gotten stuff, I just haven't seen art come out. I may have missed something that happened early this morning or late last night. But we've got the stream weekend coming, and I'm on Sunday, which is going to be good. And it's actually much earlier than my usual slot. So I will be, like, usual being my usual stream weekend slot. It's actually later than my regular stream during the week slots. So I will be doing 3 p.m. Eastern. And something, I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing. Because the community started around Minecraft. And that's what most people who hang out want to see. However, we're branching, I guess, a little bit to allow all the people in the community to do other things should they wish to. And so I've been doing, like last time I did a little bit of Lego, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do this time. Let's see. Did The Price is Right have a giant upright spin wheel of numbers, or am I thinking something else? Nope, they did, Scott. That was the bit towards the end of the show where in order to win the big prize, you had to, I think you've earned a certain number of spins or something like that. I didn't watch too much of it after I was a kid. But yeah, you had to try and spin to get to $1, I think it was. So you could not go over $1, but you had to try and get to $1. And if you did, you got big bucks. Very, very big bucks. So yeah, they did have a great big spinning wheel. And let's see. Okay. No problem, Mama Bear. Anytime I can help you out. Which reminds me, you and I have to get in touch at some point to try and figure out what I can do to help you. You're doing a great job, by the way, just so you know. All kinds of mod love. But I just was thinking I offered something and promised it and didn't get myself organized to actually book it with you, so that might be helpful. Are they price matching games and similar? I'm trying to remember the names of some of the games. Ooh. The only one I remember the name of was I think I called it Hill Climber, and it was like weird little yodeling guy because the music was so annoying. That's why I remembered it. You'll have to excuse me a bit. I've got I think it's the sinus cold, but it's just a seasonal thing, often triggered by allergies initially. But just an anti-allergy pill doesn't solve the problem. So periodically, I will need to go off camera every once in a while, and tissues and all that jazz. Gee, they need to explain this? That's kind of silly. There. Now we have a lid that opens and closes. Oh, I see. 2 Prices Right pricing games. Okay. Yeah, let's roll that. All I keep remembering is people like DC, Dadcraft talking about the Price is Right rules. Pointless for Geek Out UK TV show? I have no idea. Okay. See, rolled it. 4 tabletop games with a sports theme. Aha. I think we had this one the other day, so I'm going to roll this again. Let's see. Disney's music category. 2 songs about going on a journey. She knows. Okay. Here we go. Couple of panels. Just a panel. Here. What I'm going to do is try and get you guys a bit of a better view. So excuse the camera wiggly wobbly? Yes, that thing. I'm trying not to show too much of me. Challenge. Okay, that's probably about as good an angle as I'm going to get. Homeward Bound, The Way by Fastball. On the Road Again. On My Way, Hercules. Yep, that one's actually not bad. We got 4 songs, 5 songs. Can't count. I can't count in Lego, and apparently I can't count in reality either. Come on. There's little gray wedges that are supposed to go on. And I just don't want to go. Wait, that's better. 4. Okay, 1, 2. Oh, 2 more on the other side. Three and 4. Excuse me. Sniffle, sniffle, snuffle. Right. And the Trooper song about cruising on a sardine boat loaded with crazy people. We shall be the Santa Maria, headed for a brave new world. None of those pieces are tiny, definitely. How far I'll go from Moana? Sherlock, cloudy with a chance of meatballs? I am very confused by that. Do clarify if you can. Excuse me for a second, I'm going to sneeze and deal with that. I'll be right back. I entirely forgot my face cam foot pedal doesn't do that on the Lego scene, so that's not going to be great. There in the second movie, a few talking leaks on a boat. Oh, interesting. Geek Out has rolled to Pixar Animation 3 characters from the Incredibles films. You have Mr. You have Mr. Incredible. We've got. Oh shoot, it's gonna bug me now. Edna Mode. And Frozone, the Underminer, and Elastigirl. Definitely got that one. Let's roll that. 2 sci-fi franchises in which walking on Earth's moon appears. We appear to be walking on Earth's moon. Okay. 4 more little teeny tiny pieces. Love it. So, related to Lego, sorry, randomly, is that for the stream weekend, I've been asked if I was going to do, like I said, I didn't know if I'd do Minecraft, and then I got asked if I was going to do Lego, and I said, well, I'm kind of leaning that way. But I hadn't settled on that being what I was going to do. I'm also debating taking a look at some of the Metal Earth kits I've got, because I'm terrible at learning things on stream, you know, so it actually becomes something potentially doable. I'll show you real quick what I've got. Mild derail, squirrel, and all that. So I still owe you guys a Lego poll. I promised one, and then it occurred to me that if I decide what I want to do on the stream weekend, then I may have to hold a couple of those back out of the poll, which makes no sense. So let's. But if I was to do Metal Earth, I've got these 2, which are so the Hogwarts Express with the track, and then we've got the Burrow. And I'd get them started because it probably would take a little longer than the stream. But the Burrow is probably my favorite to start with, just because I've never done a Metal Earth before, so it would be a smidge easier, supposedly. So yeah, I got those 2 as options as well. But for the Lego itself, I'm just going to switch to the chat scene real quick here. Exit. Where is my chat scene? There we go. Make this live. And I'm just going to turn off this frame, just so you guys can see a better shot of the room. Background. Image. Oh, I'm see-through. Okay, that doesn't help. Let's see. Face cam. Let's take off. This one off for now. Okay, so you see my messy room. Ooh, let's see. Frozen Under My Transformers, Dark of the Moon, Apollo 11, Apollo 13, Transformers, Bumblebee. Okay, next. Excellent. Okay, so exclamation point geek out again. Now, the ones that I've got in storage Lego-wise. These are some of them. We're working our way through. Okay, so building the Quidditch one today. Then we've got, hold this one up this way. We've got this one, which is the Battle of Hogwarts from 2023. So that's a possibility. Then, but my room is a mess. And then we can start on the very large, this is why I'm showing it the big screen. We've got the Ministry of Magic. That's a nice big set. We can start on that one. And then we've got the Hogwarts Castle Boathouse. That's always a possibility. Or we could always do a series of small sets. So I've got, so with the bird's nest, which I'll show you this one. There's that. And then that would be paired up with some brick heads. So there's all those possibilities. And yes, I like Harry Potter Lego just a bit. I think I might have missed one. Nope. Did not miss one. So yeah, those are some of the possibilities of what we've got. Turn this back on. And let's back to Lego. Alright. So you can see that we've got a few possibilities for the weekend if we go the Lego route or the building route. I haven't figured out what I want to do if I was to do a Minecraft end. Because the Minecraft twist would be I'm not sure what I want to do for next season anyways. So what happens, as you guys saw this week, when I just go with whatever happens to be on my mind, we end up with weird, I wouldn't say wonderful, but just weird things, weird contraptions, and I didn't design them per se. I just tried to recreate something, and they look sort of odd, so Let's see. Okay, so Geek Out is 4 fantasy franchises in which a Cyclops appears. Yeah, so we have, for sure, we've got Lord of the Rings and Narnia, and we've also got, franchises, that's the key. I was going to say Harry Potter, which doesn't necessarily count. And I'm trying to think out loud here. And then there's some of the, Clash of the Titans kind of stuff. Good old-fashioned Ray Harryhausen, but the problem with that is I don't think it's really considerable as a franchise. Yes, Scott, actually I have. Not a big one, in sense. So I have not done a from scratch piece, unfortunately. But a couple seasons ago, I did, I was on the Dadrock server. So that was basically just the Dadcraft Community's Bedrock server. And I, towards the end of the season, I did do, once again, a recreation of Lego. But it was a very large Ollivander's shop. And, as in, 7 blocks tall for the, maybe it was more than that, for the door. Yeah, maybe 9, I think, but it was pretty big. There are plenty more people that are versed in good build skills than I am. So my point with that is just to say that it's not that I will never do another one, but I'm not exactly sure that it would be popular. And I don't think I could do it justice without being fussy about it all the time. So that's the challenge. I mean, I'm learning really quickly that if you do something from one of your fandoms, unless it's something that people kind of haven't seen before or has not been in movies and TV and stuff, then there's an idea of what it should look like. And it's not that I have to do perfect by it, but I have difficulty for myself of making it look as good as I'd like. So that's why I stay back. Okay, we're on to the next bag, which means I can just move this tray to the side. I'm going to do like I did last time and not actually sort my Lego in bags into containers unless I need to put it away, as in get it off the desk. There's bag 5. So there's only 7 bags, and we may actually get through that in this stream. I'm actually kind of hoping we do. Lena's bag challenge. There we go. All right, yeah, there is no point in sorting that at all. Let's just dig in. 2 whites. There's green, no white. Oh, I see. We're just repeating the floor. Okay, easy. Easy enough. So yeah, while I would love to do another Potter theme build, to be perfectly honest, I'm enjoying it. I really like the theme and stuff, but it's not just being able to not do it justice. Another reason I probably won't is that some of the people who enjoy sharing time with me here are kind of getting burnt out on the fact that I'm so much into Potter. I tried doing a Sherlock Holmes theme. That was a bit of a miss, only because I couldn't make things round in the way I wanted to. So I struggled a lot for a very, very long time to do a dome for a deerstalker cap. And that was not exactly my best day in Minecraft. Let's see. Where are we here? For fantasy franchise with Cyclops. Oh, I guess we could. Yeah, Transformers have some Decepticons with a single eye. If you want to count that. I mean, I guess technically anybody who's lost an eye could count. So you've got, pirates who actually don't have an eye. Oh, so that would be like Pirates of the Caribbean would count there. Or, I guess, if you want to be really fussy in that direction, we could be like talking about Star Trek that had people, Borgs with only one eye, but I think they mean Central in a more classic Cyclops sense. If I do join the DC patron server, I would build Star Wars or some Transformers or Dragons. You might have to give Valenti a bit of a run for his money, and Peregrine as well, but totally would be interesting. I mean, we can always use more, right? And actually, I suspect some would be be fun to double up. So in other words, have one player specialize in the light side and one player specialize in the dark side. That might be kind of cool if you're going with Star Wars. You can never have too many dragons, so that's awesome. We had, a couple years ago, we had, I shouldn't say a couple, 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons ago. We had someone who did a very, very nice large Viking village. So, I mean, there's always that sort of Vikings and Dragons type angle. Something along the lines of How to Train Your Dragon, or, ooh, I'm getting glares, guys. I don't like glares. No, it's not that one. Is it this one? It's just generic glare. Okay, not much I can do about that. Okay, sorry. It is what it is. So How to Train Your Dragon would be interesting. Yes, there's some very good Star Wars builds. And I'm not exactly sure what Valenti was going to be building on theirs, aside from the Death Star. So, there's always room for more, right? There's always room for more. Pardon me. And I mean, frankly, even if we ended up with multiple people doing the same theme in the same season, it's really not a problem. Peregrine did one a couple years ago that had AT-ATs, I think it was. Like, he did a Hoth theme. So he had a Hoth battle going on, and he built AT-ATs and speeders and all kinds of stuff like that. And we like it. But there was, like, Star Wars everywhere. Even at other people's bases and stuff, when he would be doing group events and things, or group projects and stuff, there was almost always a Star Wars reference. But then again, I mean, you would kind of expect that from a guy who chose his skin to be a Mandalorian. Or, well, an armored Mando, I should say. Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon is awesome. My daughter's totally into that. I quite like the movies, so I think, you know, a Star Wars or an aesthetic of something like that would be awesome. And I mean, as I said, you can do it, you know, the community is open and friendly to a lot of that stuff, so I think you'd be able to do a great job at it. Okay, here we are. It is the way. Wow. Wow, Fox. Yeah, she loves How to Train Your Dragon and Wings of Fire, and on occasion is very happy to play Valheim with me. So both of those themes work. Can't say I'm any good at Valheim. We've seen a little bit on the channel, and yeah, kind of sus, but fun nonetheless. I think I've got it. Oh, oops, this one. It helps if I actually follow all the mirrored directions. These. Match. Flip. These. You know, DC stands for Dadcraft here, but has anyone done Batman builds? There's been a few Batman references built, so like logos and such, for a guy in our community who goes by the name Batkrats, and so we make a lot of jokes about Batkrats as Batman, and he had a Batman skin for a while and stuff, but I don't think there's been anything recent. So there's always room for more, as I said, right? I mean, we had one season. Oh, I had to do it twice. Okay. We had one season where some of our fine community did a large number of references to the like Zelda games and Link and so forth, and those look great too. We'd be able to do all sorts of things. The more I think about it, the more I'm starting to settle on next season being potentially Beatles music related, but we'll have to see. I started watching parts of Yellow Submarine over again. I'm like, you know, this actually might work. Hey, Benson, good to see you. Hello. I wonder if your ears were burning. I was just loosely referencing you a few minutes ago with regards to the base you guys had that had a whole bunch of Link and Zelda type references, as well as other things in that nature. But my memory doesn't always serve me perfectly, so if I screwed that up, please do correct. Let's see what I need vertical. Sometimes, I swear my fingers could be my kid's size and still be too big. What's the creative writing to usually have myths and legends in them, especially Viking myths? Sweet! Sweet. I actually love a lot of that stuff. I wouldn't say I'm a buff for it, but I quite like the historical elements of it. And I don't mean necessarily accuracy. You guys are familiar with me pretending to be historically accurate at times. But I do like a lot of that Norse mythology jazz. I'm a quarter Norwegian, and had been on a student exchange to Sweden in the mid-90s and totally loved it. And the funny part was, people started talking to me while I was over there. And I had to kind of go, I don't speak Swedish. Because back then my hair was much more blonde than it is now, just naturally. And so, yeah, they said, yeah, you look like you belong here. Like, okay. Sure. Something's not right when this doesn't line up properly. What did I miss? Aha! I didn't actually follow the instructions. Duh. You know, that would actually help. Oh, it's a sandwich, Glenn. There we go. So somebody rolled it. Ots Television, 2 judges from American Idol. Ooh. From American Idol, though. I don't know if Howie Vader Mandel was on there. Maybe, but I didn't think so. I thought he was more from America's Got Talent. That would be one I could answer. Not all the recent judges, but I used to watch it, so some of the older judges would be guessable. Let's see. Avengers Endgame or very Marvel Avengers movie? Interesting. But yeah, there's always room for lots. Like, everybody's themes are different, and even if two people in the same season are doing a similar theme, it's not a matter of who got to it first. It's just everybody's doing it with their own different style. All right. Typing. So I'm assuming we've got a handle coming up. I would recommend, or yes, I do believe you might be. American Idol, I believe, is the one with the weird chairs that turn around. And same sort of concept in terms of, unknowns singing. But the difference, I guess, in that one would be that in American Idol, it's just singing, whereas in America's Got Talent, it's all kinds of stuff, and frankly, some of it's not talent. Some of it's just cheap party trick. Alright, we've got... This one comes through from the side here, and we've got a black spacer to hold it in. But this thing, I thought it was a handle, but maybe it's not. I don't know what this big bit would be for. I don't think of Simon Cowell. Yeah. I mean, if we were to change it to America's Got Talent, we had on Simon Cowell as well. Then we had Mel B. I can't remember whatever her Western name is. And then we've got they had Heidi Klum for a while, and Howie Mandel, and they had what's his face, Howard Stern. Yeah, what's his face? That really helps. Oh, side handles. Okay. See, now we've got little holes for these things. Okay. So I'm assuming that's probably got something to do with playing the game, maybe? In the way they're doing it? I guess I have to build this twice. Yeah, please. Reroll. Or folk heroes. There you go. Folk heroes. So we've got, in that case, you've got people like Johnny Appleseed. Oh, did I? Yep. Let's do it backwards. Let's do the right order. This one, that one. Here. There. Paul Bunyan with his Ox Blue, I think it was. Something like that. Now keep in mind, I'm totally open to quote unquote folk heroes from anywhere. So for those of you that are across the pond in the UK, you're totally welcome to pass on some folk heroes from there. The game is built in the US, so they're probably thinking mostly of American ones, but I'm very, very interested in foreign ones as well. Pecos Bill, yep, and what became Bill Hitchcock, or Wild Bill. Although it was a real guy, he totally went nuts. I mean, there was even Annie Oakley. Robin Hood? Yep, that would probably work. Or Odin, Robin Hood, Macbeth. I might disagree with some of those, but not all of them. But a lot of it is just that, like, you'd have it based on a real person, and then it got blown out of proportion. Including Robin Hood, depending on what you read, it's based on a whole bunch of different people. Come on. There we go. Didn't want to fit. Slides in there. Alright, what do we do next? Ooh. So we don't have Technic in this set as such, but there's still a lot of Technic elements that are making their way into a lot of the regular Lego. Let's set up. They're both ugly. Okay, let's go with this one. That and just sits on the side. All right, I can deal with that. Snap, and then it sits, rotates down. Never seen it. Never seen 2 characters from Arrested Development. Me either. Wow. Microsoft, you suck. Sorry. I'm trying to stream. For some reason, Microsoft Word popped up and complained that my subscription has been cancelled. Yes, I know. I did that nearly a year ago. Thank you for rolling Geek Out. Disney Animation, 2 cameos seen in Wreck-It Ralph. Ooh. Cameos. Now, it depends on what you want to consider a cameo. We'll go with either cameo characters from other movies or cameo voices will work too. For example, I was saying cameo voices I'll take. For example, the voice that comes to mind is Alan Tudyk did King Candy, but he also did K2SO from Rogue One and Wash from Firefly. So, yeah. He seems to be Disney's favorite or new favorite voice guy. I mean, like we used to have, oh shoot. There was the one guy that showed up in everything from Cars to Toy Story to Cheers. But that's not a Disney one. Okay, so it's saying basically if we pull this back and forth, it makes the center thing move. Wow. Yippee skippy. Dan DTM? I didn't remember that. Stanley's probably in there. He's in everything. Yeah. Okay, so 6. There's only 2 more bags, 6 and 7. So we'll probably get through this one fairly quick. In which case I'll take one of those other elements off the board. I think I'll follow it with a brick head, because that makes life a little easier for me. Okay, so these 2 are extras. I have a little bag of like things I need to sort later. Oh, okay. It's been so long since I've seen the original Wreck-It Ralph, and I didn't see the sequel, so missed on that one. All right. This isn't 70s music, but I feel like I'm in some sort of, I don't know, airport lounge or something. Okay, so we need... Let's just build and see what it does. So, see where I can get to. 1. Stan was standing in the crowd during the second movie. I mean, then there's plenty of, like, I wouldn't say character cameos per se, but plenty of characters from other things show up. Like, they spend a lot of time with the various different Disney princesses. You can just start listing those anytime you like. One black strip, and the second one is 2. Okay. It looks weird to me because it's level at the top, and I didn't expect that would work on the black bar. Oh, I see. I got that wrong. Start by putting the other purple bits in. Come on. 1. There we go. Take them both apart. Let's put these in first, and then I can space better. So, you've got... Yeah. Wreck-It Ralph is one that I hear you love it or you hate it. When I was doing... A while back, I played, or was still playing, the Disney trading card game. Like it wasn't even really a game per se, but it's like a Disney digital trading cards. And I always thought that the Wreck-It Ralph stuff didn't seem to be very popular. But my daughter says otherwise, so who am I to judge? Vin Diesel played Groot in that? That's awesome. Should follow the little pictures. We might actually get further. For some reason, when I was a kid, I don't remember a whole lot of these like mini picture steps up top before we got to like just put them on the main things. I think there was an awful lot more of look at the major picture and figure it out. So I could be wrong. I'll have to look at some old instruction booklets and find out. But somehow I don't remember them being this straightforward to explain with extra pieces in the picture, because we didn't screw them up a whole lot at our house, probably because we'd rather spend hours staring at the half-built piece than mess it up. Sure, enjoy your dinner. Hopefully it's something yummy. Do share if you're so inclined, because food's always a good discussion. As we're part of the DC community, the DC community people know that food conversation is one of the few topics that goes anywhere. Have a good dinner. Ooh, curry. Yum yum. We haven't done curry in a while. I mean, I guess if you want to count, like, Western-style butter chicken but that's not really a curry. I'm not going to kid myself. That's not really a curry. Looking for the little gray bit. Okay, I need this arch. And I sort while I'm looking for the other piece. Sure. Gray. Nope, that's a 2x. Gray. You guys are probably seeing it and going, it's over there! This one. There we go. That goes facing upwards. One. Now, if you guys aren't aware, I'm not exactly sure what time she starts on Fridays, but Fridays also we have a new collision, and more power to them. But we have a new collision from Dadcraft's community. It appears Wolfen likes this time slot, so if you're not already following the very fine Wolfen, you should be, and get on over there. She does Minecraft and is a ton of fun to watch. Oops. I believe it's 98. I think it's Wolfen 98. I'm not entirely sure what the number is. Something like that. Someone will have to correct me. So let me just double check. Oh, I can't see that part of my screen. But yes, she is definitely live. So if you have the ability to double park, just definitely drop her a follow, a watch, alert, your choice, and give her all the support you can, because she is amazing. I mean, everybody's amazing, in their own way, but definitely, yeah. And I would never want to bogart all the slots. So for those of you that are on mobile, my apologies. You may have to pick. All right. So we're starting to see this thing come together to actually look like something. So I'm looking forward to figuring out what it is. That. Oops, I put these on backwards. Well, technically I put the black piece on backwards, but this is easier to move. Hey there, Killer Panda. How are you doing today?
Howdy!
I'm doing good. It's a Friday, and I am building Legos, something I love to do. Okay, so put the 115, put the sandwich bits on. Then I turn it, point it upwards. And I got a circle around the red, but it's not telling me to do anything. Does anybody have any clue why that would be? That's odd. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I don't... Oh, okay. No? I think it's to make sure that the stud is in the right spot, because I think this is going to be a locking mechanism, or like a latching mechanism. So if we put it in incorrectly, it wouldn't work. And I think the black goes flush with the brown, so it's got to fit this. Yeah, okay. Not sure how that sticks together, because I can't. Weird. Oh! It's only held in by one stud. Oh, I see. Okay. That's why it's important that goes that way. So I guess we do it again. The other side. Thing about this, when I do the Lego, because the camera I'm actually using up here is on a swing arm, I usually move it out of the way during the week when I'm doing regular stuff, like gaming and such, and then I bring it back when I'm doing Lego, just because I don't need it. But that said, it's never in the same place twice when you guys are watching the streams on Lego States. So I'm actually quite surprised that it even works. If I trip it, turn it up, okay, so it's important that it's on the left on this one, and it was important it was on the right on the other side. I see. So that's just the placement of putting it on the trunk to make everything work out properly. Stud on the right, stud on the left. Now we can put these on the front. Wedges. I definitely feel like I'm in some sort of 80s, I don't know, buffet diner where, you know, all you could eat all day, and you half expect somebody to come over the intercom, make a bad joke, and be like, yep, I'll be here all week, try the veal. But that's just because of the thing. Either that or a piano jazz bar with a good cappuccino and a good book. That's more the thing Fantastic Sherlock Fox would be into, is the cappuccinos and good books. Ooh, you're okay, but you're still unwell, which sucks. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, technically I am supposedly unwell too. Every once in a while I have to take a quick break for, you know, a friendly encounter with a tissue. But just because... so I really hope that your unwellness goes away soon, that you can recover quickly. I'm excited for oh geez, tomorrow. Wow, doesn't feel like it would be tomorrow already. Tomorrow we are doing our soapbox derby, which I was starting to mention earlier on. So the very large wagons and cross shoulder belts and whatever, and everybody has to have closed-toed shoes, you know, closed, what do you call it? Long sleeve, like our long sleeve uniforms with our scout neckers and stuff like that. That's all required, partly so that you can be identified, but partly to prevent or to reduce road rash. I mean, if one actually had, you know, motorcycle rash guard gear, of course that would be probably preferable, though you'd get too hot and sweaty. But in any case, you've got that, and then they quite literally send these kids careening down a hill as fast as the carts will carry them. But I mean, you've only got, like, you know, little red wagon size wheels on these things, so it's not going to pick up a ton of speed. They still do require helmets, which I can't blame them. We've had some pretty funky crashes in the past. With the kids, they race two at a time, so the kids either collide with each other or they steer themselves out of control, and then they hit the road tires on the side, which are horizontal. So basically just vehicle rubber on the side. And I don't know if they rent them or what the deal is. But anyway, so they put these down, and the road is, I don't forget what sort of grade we'd call it. It is fairly steep. So with this sort of wagon, they just send them careening down a road hill, and the kids can actually, in Canada, or sorry, in my city, the school zone or playground zone speed limit for youth in kilometers per hour, not for youth, I mean for cars, sorry, for vehicles, in kilometers per hour is 30 kilometers per hour. So one of the things that's always a treat for the youth is the event is a big enough one that we usually manage to get one of our local police people to come in with their radar guns and actually get the kids speed tested as they come down the hill. And we've had kids, I think last year's record was about 38 kilometers an hour, and our speed limit in the school zones for vehicles is actually 30. So the kids could get a ticket. Nobody's ever broken 40 as far as I know. Part of the reason that they do that that nobody's ever broken 40 is actually because only the youth are allowed to go, no, the younger ones. So for sizes, it's like the 8 to 10-year-olds are allowed to go. So I mean, 10, maybe up to like roughly 11, because the ones that have just turned 11 can still go. And so that's pretty fast, but they will not, even though physically you could get an adult on there or an older youth, that would never be allowed, just for safety purposes. Which is too bad, because a lot of the adults are like, oh, I didn't get to do this when I was a kid. But it is pretty fast, and we're looking forward to getting hopefully some good little videos, or if my daughter manages to get a speeding ticket, because they all want speeding tickets, it's quite funny. But if she manages to get a speeding ticket, then I will certainly ask her permission to post that, because it doesn't give any names or anything identifying on it. It's just like, Racer, here's your speed that you got. So, I will definitely ask her permission. And actually, I think I mentioned that last week kids did their all sections in Scouting Vehicle Rally. We've been talking about this on stream for a while. So it's for the Americans, it's the Pine Car Derby, except that we have all of our sections have their own thing they can build. So like our youngest sections basically get a particle board beaver silhouette that fits into a slot on a piece of, we don't deal with the Pine Car Derby name anymore, just because although usually the board underneath is pine, it doesn't have to be. It's whatever the country sources that year. So it could be spruce, it could be something else. So anyways, we did our vehicle rally, and I think my daughter came in third on the speed racing, so actually dropping it down the track, and my son came in third on the show and shine. So that was pretty awesome. They were pretty excited about it. My son was a little disappointed that his vehicle didn't do as well speed-wise. He didn't, he's in the older sections where they do little 18-wheeler trucks. But, I mean, there's all kinds of reasons for that. It's kind of difficult when you've got a truck to make it closer to aerodynamic and get your weights just right. So I will say that I was very impressed with how they did. That they both came away with awards this year, because in the last few years it's usually been one comes with one and the other doesn't, or nobody wins and they're both bummed out. So this year was an improvement. So yeah, it's going to be pretty busy for me for a while, scouting-wise, because we've got, excuse me, what number is this, 2? Okay. Because we've got, we had the vehicle rally last week, we've got Soapbox Derby this week, then next week is all sections camp. So we're taking them all to, everybody to a group camp. And this is we call it our, excuse me, call it our linking camp. So the top year of the lower section gets to camp with the section that they'll be moving into if they come back next year. So that helps. I mean, partly it helps with linking the various sections together, but also it helps the older youth realize that just because they're the older ones in their sections, that it doesn't mean it's over for them. Like that they haven't finished with scouting, that they get to see the cool things the next level up do. Sometimes they do cool things at camp, sometimes they don't. We're trying to encourage our older section to do some sort of programming stuff, because we'll be having I'm trying to encourage our scout troop level to do something interesting. They really wanted to have a fairly relaxed camp where they get to kind of sit around and just chat with each other. And we're hoping to get them to actually plan to do some sort of program-ish type thing of their choice, because we want to show to the younger sections, so the Cub Scouts coming up, that scouts don't just sit around all day. Usually they don't. It's just some camps they would like to have a camp where they get to sit and socialize. Basically what it turns out to be when they do that at all sections camp is really they just want the opportunity to have a mixer, because the section above them, we call in Canada the Adventurer Scouts. I can't remember what they call it in the UK. Explorers, I think. In any case, that section. And, excuse me. Sorry. Thank you for catching that, Mama Bear. So yeah, they do want to do a mixer, and because they kind of envy the adults who just get to hang out and do mixer, which I can kind of see, but yeah, it's always fun to have activities. The other reason that our senior scouts want to just chill is because one of the major parts of their activity that we're going to be working on is improving their kitchen skills. And I mean, like, as in camp kitchen skills. So talking about the exciting parts of camp that include duty roster. Woohoo! Always fun. You know, who's going to be doing the washing up, and who's going to be prepping vegetables, and who's going to be yada yada yada. And so part of that is that our group committee, so the ones above that, like the adults and stuff, we basically nominated them to be doing the majority of the cooking for all of the sections this weekend. Normally when troop camps together, there's two different styles you tend to see. One of the styles is you'll see people basically doing backpacking food, where they all bring their own meals and they all cook for themselves and so on and so forth. The other style you tend to see when we have camps where all of the section is together, the troop is, and then the troops will cook in their patrols, so up to 8 youth. And they take turns doing various different jobs. But at our group camp, of course, it's all sections, so it's everybody, and they'll have to cook for that, which is a good chance for them to get used to scaling up. So there's things that you can see with the smaller group, particularly if they're all friends in their in their patrol, then there's things they can get away with. In terms of, oh yeah, well, you know, that looks kind of janky, we don't care, we'll just go with it, sort of thing, which you can't necessarily get away with if you're cooking for, 60 people or more. 7th bag. So just before I hit at the 7th bag, I want to show you guys the lock close up. So we've got 2 of them. There we go. And it's hard to see, but that's actually a pre-printed tile. And generally, spares of pre-printed tiles are very much appreciated because you don't want to lose them. But also, in terms of like leftovers, if I was to try and sell parts at a used shop or something, the pre-printed ones tend to be worth more, because as we've talked about, that requires the usage of one of the brains from the Lego's budget, so to speak. So they have how do we put it? They negotiate, basically. So we talked about frames in the past, and I think we talk about it just about every week. But the long story made short on the frames thing is that, ooh, we're getting the rings. Yay! Long story made short on the, is there only 3? Rip off. Okay. So on the frames part, basically a Lego build team, for whatever their project is, only gets a certain number of frames in the year. And they have to choose what they're going to spend the frames on. Basically, it's just an allotment of pre-printed parts or custom molded parts or whatever. And the teams will negotiate amongst the various ones to see which ones are going to use frames for what. And then everybody else defaults to stickers. So everybody else defaults to stickers, which, you can see some things like stickers for these banners, that makes plenty of sense. But stickers for something like that lock, it would just be fussy. Very, very fussy to get put on properly. And so it's not a great plan to go with just stickers for everything. The other part of it is whether something's pre-printed and suggesting effort has gone into it, or whether it is just, what's the word? Whether it's just a sticker versus a pre-printed thing, tends to make a set feel quality versus cheap, I guess, for better term? Okay, so they've got the arrows pointing down compared to the top section. This, flip it over. It's like turn it this way and flip it over. Yeah, well, that might help if I actually put it on straight. So this is like heavy sticker day. Right there. Actually, I'm going to do this a little differently. See if I can get the end to where I want. Me and my fingers. Reasonable. I'll go with that. There's one side. Rinse and repeat. So Geek Out, we have rolled. We're talking pop culture party, movies, 6 films that feature Christmas. I wonder what they mean by featuring Christmas. I guess Santa Pups, maybe? Probably talking things like Home Alone. Ernest Saves Christmas, heaven forbid. Because he's pretty strange. Ernest B. Worrell. Yep. Home Alone franchise, for sure. One of my favorite places outside of SCTV to have seen Catherine O'Hara. She's one of my faves. Okay, so, sorry, I didn't, so I just snapped it in. Stand up. I'm assuming we get to do the same for the other 3. Let's double check. Oops, I rolled too fast. Yeah, so next up is Gryffindor. Gryffindor! And I apologize to everybody across the pond that I have totally butchered that accent. The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, excellent. If we can meet more than 6, I would definitely support that. Lions go... Okay. Right, because they're standing up this time. I keep thinking the banners are going to hang down. When you do very similar banners in one of the Hogwarts Great Hall sets, they very frequently have banners going the opposite direction because they hang down rather than sticking up. Oh. That one. Flip. Right. Can I get this one on? I don't care if they're not... Oh, I was gonna say I don't care if they're not perfectly straight, but then that one suddenly started looking so crooked. And I should not have bent it like that. People who are really into collector Lego are probably cringing, going, oh, she didn't. Yes, she just did. Tough luck. Yeah, I've got little creases all the way through that flag. Oh well. I wouldn't say Dell does derps, but yeah. Don't do this at home. I probably should at some point replace that flag, but my care meter's not super high. How's that? It's not about, it's just like, the purpose of this particular flag is to look good. If you don't get this direction that will show all the creases, which they're reflecting off of right there, those little lines. Oh, that's if I can get it. So when I don't want the reflections, we get them. Anyway. You can't really see them now. Oh well, that's good. That's good, it kind of makes my point. So this one snaps in on this side. I think it's about time that I reposted the link to my favorite one of the Sorting Hat quizzes. Because there are a number of them on the web, but there's one that, if you sit down and think through it properly and actually give it a serious answer, it can take about 3 hours, which sounds crazy. I think I did mine in about 2.5 because I was kind of busy with that day. But it's really sort of neat. It used to be pointing directly at the houses, but then the Tumblr thing. But then, unfortunately, I guess they got pushback or something from somebody. And so they changed it to a wording that's very clearly describing which house is which, but is not actually like legally enforceable sort of thing as using the proper names without permission. But it's kind of a neat thing based on supposedly some psych background. I don't know quite if that's true or not, but it's neat because you get sort of like your major house, but then also your, I guess, minor, as in like you could have been this other house. So in the way sort of that Harry Potter got Slytherin, but he could also have been, sorry, he got that story backwards. He got Gryffindor, but he could also have equally been a Slytherin. You know, and it sort of explains why one over the other kind of thing. And so I quite like that one, just it takes it through. And they've assigned a number of qualities to the various houses, so that I am a Ravenclaw burnt Gryffindor. That's burnt Gryffindor? The secondary Gryffindor, I think. But I mean, generally when I do the easy peasy lemon squeezy sorting hat stuff, like the one on the Warner Brothers Portkey Wizarding World website, which is supposedly the quote-unquote official one, that I always get Ravenclaw, which is weird because I'm not currently a huge heavy book reader. But just generically, most, I'd say not all, but quite a lot of weird nerds would be Ravenclaw. And I think part of it is because of most of the nerds I've met, we have a thirst for knowledge and a thirst for information. And that seems to be something that Ravenclaws are really good at. Let's see. 3 films with Anne Hathaway. I don't even know if she was in it, but I totally would watch Anne Hathaway in Jane Eyre. But I'm not sure what else. I know, like, I can picture in my head Anne Hathaway, no problem. What film she's in? Not sure. She's one of those ones that you'd half expect to be in Shakespearean films, but I don't think she was really doing movies when a lot of that was super popular. So you get more of like Emma Thompson in those sorts of things. And actually somebody else had suggested to me not that long ago they wanted to see an Emma Watson in Shakespearean films, and I nearly did a spit take. Not that she's a bad actress, but I don't think she has the chops for Shakespeare. Maybe Much Ado About Nothing? That's about it. Okay, get close. Yes, surprise, surprise. Alright, so now I want this section. This thing? Oh, I see. Now I know why that doesn't fit. So flip it odd side down. Alright. It's back in. Yeah, this is why it didn't fit in the box. Closed. But I guess... Okay, I guess they want us to put this back in. Let me just move a lot of that. And it sits. There's a couple of pegs here. Oh, I see. They're showing us how it closes up. Okay, fine. That makes sense, because then this ball also becomes the back of the box. And then, yeah, got the flag support. Oop. That doesn't help. I moved the cup. Ah, broke it. Dylan breaks things. So the handles of the cup also go to help hold up the flags. Princess Diaries, Get Smart, and Ella Enchanted. What did you play in Get Smart? Princess Diaries totally makes sense. Look at that. Oh! Alright. So when you close this up, there we go. So that weird wall becomes the back. I actually like that. This little green rectangle thing is pretty cool. And it's probably supposed to match up smoothly, but I didn't get everything put in properly. What am I messing up? Oh, it snaps in, sort of. So these ball sections snap in between the white pieces. I didn't even realize that. That's kind of neat. Okay, so I guess I have to snap it shut then. Yeah. Huh. That's kind of cool. Oops, and I just shoved the wall. Okay, there we go. That's actually neat. I like that. Choose Agent 99? Ooh. Really? I'm a fan of the Agent 99 from the television series. So, like from the original television series. So, yeah. That would be interesting to see her as Agent 99 in the movies. Although, I'd actually have to put up with the actor who did Get Smart in the movies. as, yeah, not my thing. On the other hand, I mean, one could also say that I was a huge fan of... I shouldn't say huge fan. I was a kid fan of Inspector Gadget, which is actually the same actor voice as the Get Smart TV series guy. Two characters who are elementary school students. Characters. Oh, from Disney specifically. Okay. Let's start with that. So let's go Disney specifically. Two characters that are elementary school students. Dash from The Incredibles, maybe? So, yeah. Primary school students. Yeah. It's the only one I can think of at the moment. I think maybe Violet from The Incredibles. Depending on what movie you refer to, Andy from the Toy Story movies. As in, like, depending which movie, because of course he gets older at each one of them. It says two characters, so if I can see if I can get one from a different movie. Hey CT, welcome back. Welcome back. Good curry? Oh, I got a bubble. I got two bubbles. Bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. I feel like I'm in Nemo. Bubbles. It's the precious bubbles. Yeah, I got bubbles. Okay. There's a way to solve this, and I can't recall what it is. I put back the X-Acto knife. I don't have a pin. I do have a pin. Give me just a second. I'm going to grab a pin. Okay. You're hearing a lot of rattling and whatever in the background as I went running for safety pins. Because I have lots of pins. Let's grab that one. Ah! I had another pin attached to it. Okay. So basically I'm just going to cheat. I know I should do this differently, and once again the LEGO fans are probably screaming, but I don't care. Put a little tiny hole in there, if I can. Maybe a little one in this one. And now in theory, I did it right. Yep, there we go. That does most of the trick. Until I get it stuck down around the bubble hole. I'll probably end up doing a few more pin pricks. But yeah, that does the trick for me at least. You can see the bubbles in the light. See, they're a little bit there. I could reposition the entire sticker, but we saw what happened to the Gryffindor flag, so yeah, it's the bottom, right? Like, nobody's... well, maybe it's the top. But I have to say, nobody's really going to notice when it's open, so that's fine. Pop that one, pop that one. One more over here. And squish. There we go, yep. Close enough. Oh, I missed one. There's a bubble I can feel now. Yep, that's my trick with some of the bubbles, is just prick them. So that there's a little bit of air. Yeah, be careful when you grab pins, it can hurt, for sure. Yeah, I didn't go all the way upstairs to my sewing basket. Box, whatever. Can't remember why I had the safety pins down here. Some reason or other. Okay. Very lovely curry. What sort of curry did you have? What was your theme on the curry? Oops. This way. Stickers! It's funny, I was complaining the other day, or not the other day, a few weeks ago, about the rattles and the crackles and the whatever, and I purposely grabbed a bag from the Lego and I tried to crinkle it a lot in front of the mic, and when I listened back to that clip of VOD, it wasn't there. It was really kind of weird because I totally expected it would be loud and annoying and in the way. And that was when I thought I had done something right with the microphone. But even a whole lot of experimentation later, unfortunately, I don't know what I had done, but since that's one of the spots. Since then, that I've had some microphone issues that were not necessarily knowingly of my making. Yay, Scott! I'm glad. Time to clock in. So, without giving too many personal details, loosely, could you please remind me what it is you actually do? Because I completely forgot, and you may have mentioned in the past. But yeah, so I was trying to crinkle things in front of the mic, and it didn't show up, which is, I mean, good in some respects. Just odd that it was unpredictable in others. So it makes me think that every once in a while there's sounds going on in my room that you guys don't hear, that annoy me, not you. Let's see if I can get this sticker. Come on, go on straight, please. I don't want to have to prick a whole bunch more holes. For Geek Out Recess Show. Two characters. Okay, we'll roll Geek Out since we've got a few of those. See, Geek Out became Disney again. Sorry, guys. I swear, I still have. See this pile? Okay, I've got the short stack has been input. I think that's the one's input, and then the tall stack is remaining to be input of the Geek Out Disney. But I swear that I did not actually weight it towards Disney. Maybe I've got the big pile in. I just need to put the small ones. I have to double check, but yeah, crazy. All right, so roll this. We're on the other side. Okay, I guess that must have been the top, and this is the bottom. 1, 2. So for those of you that are getting a little tired of Geek Out, I'm afraid I don't have an alternative yet. But if you're ever going to be playing Geek Out yourself at home, it is kind of a fun game. There's a little bit more to it in terms of there's actually like a bit of a betting sort of thing, and then you prove it. So it's not necessarily all gambling per se. It's more of a, I guess you get points for the number that you think you can do, and then each team sort of, or you can either play in teams or solo. But if you're playing teams, then the teams get the chance to work together to see if they can actually succeed at their bid, I guess you could say. And but once a team has said that they want to say so many or whatever it was, then they got to prove it by actually doing so. But if you 2 songs with the word heart in the lyrics. Yep. Dream is a wish your heart makes, for sure. But I remember what the other one is. Heart in the title. Oh, in the lyrics. Yeah, there's plenty of Disney ones like that. I'm trying to remember now. Oops, I rolled up. Wrong way. This way. Okay. So, there's a little bit more to it in the offline version of the game. That said, another one that actually is somewhat similar, and you guys may enjoy playing at home. It's a faster paced game, and there's no bidding or anything like that in there. And it's a game I got for Christmas called Anomia, Anomia. And basically, the long and the short of that one, I seriously recommend it to everybody. It's a game where you... It's a game where you sit in a circle, and it's like... I think it's meant to be 3 to 6 players, but in any case, you are flipping cards over from a pile. And they each have categories on them, as well as symbols. Symbols kind of like the classic, what do you call them? Psychic type symbols. So you got, squares and stars and dots and so on and so forth. Not the good stars as much, but those types of patterns, like tic-tac-toe design and so forth. And then when 2 people get a matching set of cards, so your symbol matches anybody else in the circle, then the 2 of them race to say an item, so a like an answer to the topic shown on the opposite player's card. So for example, if I was playing with Fantastic Sherlock Fox, who actually hasn't played the game with us yet, but okay, let's say I'm playing with my son's Star Wars fan kid, and if we had two symbols that matched, then his card would say something on it, in addition to the symbol, something like ice cream, I guess, or an ice cream flavor, and mine might say something like a brand of shampoo, and that's whoever can blurt out the other opposite person's answer first, then wins that card, and like wins that person's card, and you put it face down in front of yourself, and then when the draw piles run out of cards in them, then whoever's got the most of the won cards is the winner for that round. So it's a faster paced one. And I've thought about putting it in here just as a bit of a, what do you call it? Game, I guess. The problem with it though is in this one, or like Geek Out makes a better conversation starter. Whereas Anomia literally would just be, do redeem, here comes the question, then somebody else does a redeem, spits out an answer. And that's pretty bland. I mean, that's the kind of thing that, frankly put, that the Cards Against Humanity is for. Now, for those of you that see Cards Against Humanity in the redeems, do not be afraid of it being the original game. It is not. It is the family-friendly edition, because we are all about family-friendly here. There's one version of that game I don't own yet, which I'm debating if I'll ever get. But there's one... So I've got family-friendly edition, which mostly is kind of... Every once in a while I've got one that isn't, and I'll say something stupid to it just to get it out of the way. But there's another version of the game that's family-friendly called Kids Against Humanity. And it's not from the same makers, but it's got a bunch more silly family fun stuff. Tarzan, you'll be in my heart. Excellent. Roll. Disney live action. 3 characters from the Three Musketeers. Live action. Really? Just name yourself some Three Musketeers, right? Because it's live action, they are more likely to have names from the novels, as opposed to animated versions would be silly ones. So it looks like we're building all the parts to go in for the actual game section. This is kind of a neat piece here. This oddly molded one. Got a huge hole in it. And we'll experiment a little bit with the mess it makes as it plays the game out at the end. Oh, whoops. One has to stick out, and I did this one wrong. Yep. Yeah, so it's always safe. And then you get weird reminders, of course, about friendly answers, because sometimes we get rated by channels that are family-friendly for the most part, but sometimes can be a little on the edgy side, as in suggestive. So we just wanted to throw that reminder in there to make sure that people who respond that aren't intending to use innuendo puns and stuff like that. Just keep everybody safe, right? Exactly. So that's what it does. It's a disc shooter piece. And I have missed something, because this probably should have been used for something. We'll have to build ourselves a character. Okay. I love the little symbol. It's hard for you guys to see here. Let me just take a screenshot of it. Lego's little safety messages they always have. This one? Here. We're just trying to crop it up a little bit. Okay. Save. Fine. Don't care. Save. Okay, we're just gonna add image. It's dumb, but it's fun to have. Image. Sure. We'll just call it image. Why not? Browse. Oh. Screenshots. There we go. Open. Okay. So this little one, and I put it on the wrong screen. Again, no wonder it didn't complain. I was sitting on the chat still in the preview window, not the live Lego window, so I added the wrong source, That's as I do. Image. Okay. Browse. Try try this again. Open. Alright. So you guys can see this thing. Lego puts in little warnings about don't shoot each other in the eye. Which I find it kind of funny because this one has a dart on, like a dart type end on it. And what's not showing in that screenshot for some reason is in the actual picture, just off the edge of the ball-shaped part, there is like a couple of little lines for motion. Actually, that screenshot turned out terribly, to be honest with you. Oh well, whatever. Athos something? Athos, Porthos, and D'Artagnan. And there's a fourth one, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it is. So anyways, they say that you can stick a piece in here. It just clips into the center. And then when you've got a player on there, then you can just shove it through. And it just fires off. Except, unless you're Delenn, in which case that doesn't actually happen. Because apparently I am, you know, sus. There we go. That bounced off my monitor. It's probably not great to be doing at my desk. Alright, so the two little studs at the top, as you can see in the picture, are suggesting that's where we'd put a player. Okay, let's get all of this stuff installed. We don't have a player pre-built, because I have to build one. Oh, and I also pushed the back wall while I did that. So this piece would come out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have... Make the proper characters in a minute, but I'm just going to grab one from my other set. Box full. We're gonna do the box. We'll just grab ourselves a little old-fashioned one, why not? Just for the purposes of showing this thing. So, of course, we just can flip it around. We can steal a broom off the thing, or whatever good that serves. Come on. 1, 2. And then just, this is the small one, so it's got to be on the bottom. Like it would be if I picked a full-size one. Would have been larger. Clearly. 4 characters from the Flintstones. Barney, Fred, Wilma, and Pebbles. Yep. Bam Bam was one of my favorites. Then they had Dino. Dino the Dino. And it looks like I've got... They're talking about bludgers, or showing off bludgers. So we'll just throw this in his hand. Oh!
Welcome.
That's not good news. That's not chocolate. I have classic Harry Potter that I got from somewhere else. I have done the bad. Would you guys agree? There is something very wrong about that hand now. Wow. I broke Potter! That's no good. I broke Potter. Well, anyways, for the purposes of what I was doing, so we got the little slidey thing at the back, and we can just slip in character, and they're supposed to be able to, like, you know, fly around because we move the little handles side to side, right? That has them flying all over. And I broke Potter. That's disappointing. Yeah, oh dear. Oh dear. Well, I mean, it's not impossible to break, and I'm not sure how old this one is. I actually got it sent to me from local brick shop and his Wall of Wonder, and it's been on the back wall for goodness knows how long. So I don't know where it came from. Might have been used from one of his shops or something. But yeah, at some point I'll fix that by replacing his hand. You know, at the moment he's got something in common with Luke Skywalker, so it's all good. He's not a pirate, he's a Jedi! There are people that love to tell me about how similar Harry Potter is to Star Wars, which it is, but it's not the first time that was done, so it's not a complete Star Wars ripoff per se. It's a complete everything ripoff. Okay, so we've got the flying rod, which clearly at the moment does not have a flying person on it. And then Harry Potter would also be able, of course, to stand on the base, the little thing, and then you've got him being able to shoot characters. So we've got, I don't know what each of these, I think this is supposed to represent the snitch, because the golden snitch goes flying. And then we've got these reddish ones for the quaffle balls, which would be the ones that you're actually trying to score through the rings with. And these would be the bludgers that they're trying to hit with their bats towards other players. Without that, I take Potter off. Actually, for amusement's sake, maybe I'll just grab a cast that was on somebody's hand in the hospital scene, and I can just put that over top. That'd be kind of funny, so I'll just leave it like that. So yeah, shows you what you can do. You can play the game. Woohoo! Of course, the winner gets the cup. Yay, yippee skippy. So yeah, you could shoot the bludger, and it might hit them. Wow. So yeah. Okay, now we put the rings in, showing you how the rings would attach, which is pretty basic. Just clips into the center. And then these two slot in. There's little holes inside on the sides. Got that. 1, 2, and 3. Right, and then you'd have your player in the front there. And and then they're showing here in this picture. It's hard to see, but on Harry's hand, which yeah, at the moment he doesn't have much of a hand. But on Harry's hand, you would put the quaffle ball, so the little round red one we had from the trunk. Where did I put the trunk? I'm missing all the trunks and all the parts. Where did I put that? Oh, over here, in the tray stack. Alright, so yeah, up here we'd have in the trunk that stores all your Quidditch supplies, we've got a red quaffle ball right in there. Peek out. Music. 4 songs with the word star in the title. Yep, and it doesn't have to be Disney, which is nice. I mean, I guess you could use Starlight Express would be one. Why are they showing us? I rolled up, right? Okay, I rolled down. Oh, so they're just showing you can play with the character. Wow. So then you get points if the goalie blocks it. Let me just grab the instructions. Oh, okay. So yeah, they're showing, you know, that you can just have it go back and forth. And then when you shoot the red quaffles, if the goalie blocks it, of course, no point. If the shot goes through, and then you get the point. And they're just saying like enough points and you win. Wow, whatever. Okay, next one. Then they want us to attach the thing. Good. Okay. So then there's this chunk back here that we've made. And I don't know why they're showing us step 1 and step 2 to... Oh. Snitch, I guess, maybe? Something to do with that? So this brown piece is supposed to go on the side of this chunk. Plugged in, I guess, maybe? Doesn't look right. Let me just... Oh, Lego's doing a Lego thing where they just put pieces that go through other pieces. Not really realistic, but anyways. So they want us to pull off. I think they have their little yellow arrows going the wrong way. Let's disconnect this bit. And that one. And they're showing, we take this panel and we put a player on it for a little injured Harry. We'll go seeker seeking. Seeker seeking? Yeah, that doesn't help. Snitch seeking. Where's our snitch? Got Waffles, the bludgers. And we put the little flying stitch in his hand. Maybe. Not sure I want to. See if I break his other hand. I mean, on the other hand, but on tisk. If I break it and then I have to put in a match set, that's not necessarily a problem. There we go. Okay, that fits. So, and then they're going to be flying on their broom, which, honestly, I think what I would do in that scene, because we've got a three-way piece, is I would put the broom... Oh, I see, I can't, because, yeah. Harry's not really riding his broom. We'll just go with that. And then we'd stick that on one of these little posts that we've used before. Slide it in. And for some crazy reason, that's your, I don't know, snitch panel? Not really sure what you do with that. That makes no sense. I don't understand that. So what they're doing with the instructions again is they've got them installed, and then at the bottom, apparently if they're flying, then if the snitch, still a gold disc, hits the panel, it just tips it up. I don't get what that's got to do with anything. Because the thing, I mean, maybe it's the way that I've got the character balanced, but they just won't stay in the forward tip positions. They always just fall to the back. I don't know. Whatever. Lego, you make no sense. Oh, heh. You guys spotted the, oops. You guys spotted the don't stick it in your eye thing again on the top right? Yeah, kind of crazy. Okay. So, what else do we have after this? Is there anything else? Just shows you how to put everybody away. Okay, so let's find the box. Make ourselves some characters. And put the broom away. Oops, I snapped that off. I'm forever snapping things off and breaking things today. I haven't destroyed a character though, other than injured one. I haven't destroyed one. Counting stars for sure. Sorry, I just missed that. Geek Out. Geek Out has become 4 movies about a horse. About a horse. So we've got Warhorse and Black Beauty are the 2 I can think of. That will go in there. Pull out all of these pieces that don't want when you put things away. This one. And this one. I'm going to start putting pieces away and then we will build the characters. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but makes sense to me, which doesn't necessarily mean it makes sense to everybody else. There's the wall. And then the box with the bits. 1, 2, 3, and I'll... Harry, please give this back. Thank you. In there. Oh, crunch. Okay, because you have to go in there in a certain way. Weird. Not used to that. Go in flat, please. 1, 2. That should fit. There we go. That's better. Okay, and that will sit down in front. Down in front. Okay. This way. It shows what to do with all that other stuff, so let's get Busted Harry out of the way. And make ourselves some characters. We have... We have enough Harrys and we have enough Harrys and Dracos to beat the band that I'm going to try and avoid making those 2. I think I've got a Cedric, and I'm not sure if I've got... That's Cho Chang. I'm not entirely sure if I've got a Cho Chang, so I'm going to try and do that one. And she needs... I'm shedding. Sorry, guys. She needs a cape. Cape boxes are kind of weird, but they do the trick. NASA Space Project. What did I miss here? Named fictional space shuttles. Oh, just named non-fictional space shuttles. Aha. Gotcha. Yes. So, actually, you know what? I'm going to cover this one and then roll it. It's easy. So we're going to go with we've got, thanks Scott for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Always a pleasure to have you here. We're going to roll this one quickly. We've got the Challenger, Columbia, and I want to say the Enterprise, but no, and the Endeavour and Atlantis. Perfect. The Endeavour and Atlantis, Challenger, and Columbia. Why is it I only remember the ones that blew up? I don't get that. But thank you for coming by, Scott. I appreciate the time you were here, and thank you, DC, for filling that in. Very, very helpful. Let's give Cho some funky hair. How about that one? Not funky, but it's hair. Hair today, gone tomorrow. See, the rabbits never leave me alone, do they? Even the ideas keep sticking in my head. Show your hair can't be forward if your face is sideways. That doesn't work. Close enough. And she's got the same color hands as the little dude. Oh no, darker. Okay, that's fine. Maybe her hands won't break. Atlantis is at Kennedy Space Center. Yes, I was in it, actually. I did get to see that one. That is an amazing, amazing place to be. I don't know if Johnson has one, actually. I know, as I said, I know Kennedy has one of the shuttles. I don't know if Johnson Space Center does in Houston. Only person I know who's been there was Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and they'd have to answer on their own, because I don't remember all the stuff they said. I keep crossing it with my trip to Kennedy. I would love to see a space program. Pop Culture Party Miscellaneous, 4 celebrities who've been made into a cartoon. Simpsons helps so much with this question. Yeah. Schwarzenegger had one. Michelle Obama ended up in Doc McStuffins, you're right. Don Knotts and The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Yes, that's true. Not many people I know remember that film, actually. But Don Knotts was amazing. I shouldn't say amazing isn't the word. Funny? Yes, funny. But it'll work. Okay. Let's give... Oh, do we have... You know, this is just heads, right? I don't really care. Okay, so let's go with... I'm gonna grab the box that has the people parts. This one? Yeah, this isn't my everything desk. No, not at all. Alright, so the people parts box allows me to have extras. Do we have any good hair? Interesting hair. There we go. I wanted the darker... That. Actually, that's exactly what I want. Because there is a gent... How big is that? Yes, it's more that color. There's a gent that they show in the later movies. I think he's Blaze Zabini. And he's a bit darker toned. So I don't think I have an official Blaze character yet, so maybe I'll make one that looks like that. And then the other two don't really matter. Let's see what we can do. Oh, I got some orange hair. Orange-ish, orange light brown, so maybe we'll make ourselves a Ron. Or something like that. Probably have a bazillion Rons, but Ron on Quidditch is one I don't think I have yet. Oh, nope. Looking for... I need a freaked out face. Oh, that's a girl. That's not gonna help. That'll do. Kind of blonde, but it will do. So, red. There were some really oddball older Disney flicks that I quite liked. That's not a good Ron face. I'll have to change that one later. I don't think I have a spare. Ooh, I do. Let's see. Yep, that'll do. We now have more heads than bodies in the Harry Potter bucket. And there we go. Freaked Out Run. And one more. Hufflepuff. Can anybody think of a Quidditch playing Hufflepuff other than Cedric Diggory? I don't think they ever mention one, by name at least, in the books. So I guess we get a Mr. Confident. No, he's not blonde. Brown hair, there we go. Oops, I need his collar thing with the hood. I do like this set for the hoods. So, bust that up. So these are they look kind of like little collars, you know, so it comes down the front with a V-neck and then a little hood at the back. I quite like that. I'd love to see more of those, because they have the printed hood on here, right, on the actual robes themselves, but the cape, not just that the cape covers it, but even in the games, the Quidditch capes do have their own separate hood. Good question. Good question. Normally I would do till 1, but twofold challenge with that. One being that we're just about done this piece, so I'd end up spending an hour on a brickhead possibly. But two, I mean, if people want me to do brickhead, I totally can. But two is that our fine friend Wolfen is on, and I really do not like colliding with other amazing streamers. I don't think Cedric's hair was that messy. Let's put this one. Yeah, that's more him. So I don't know. I'm very, very willing to go on, because I mean, I have a backlog of stuff. But I don't know. Oh man, focus. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold hands. Come on, camera. Block. And come down. Okay, give me a quick sec. I can... This, I think I can fix. Maybe. Overhead properties. Turn you off. Turn you on. There we go. Oops, one other piece. Properties. Configure. There we go. Apply. Alright. So I guess it kind of comes down to you guys. Do you want me to continue and do a brickhead when there might be Lego on Sunday? Or should we just call it here and you guys, we can all head over to Wolfen's? I have no problem with that. 2 video games in which you must prepare food or drinks. Burger Time and Tapper, yeah, for sure. I mean, prepare could be all kinds of things, right? Like, you could even say Minecraft qualifies in that front. Okay, let's finish this up. It's almost top of the hour. Okay, I'll show you real quick what I've got available, I guess. Do these, now here's the other thing, do these guys fit with their hoods on? Very nice figures. I'm glad that they look good. They came out alright. I'm actually probably going to try and look around and see if I can make some more, because now I've got enough sets that I can probably make some more named characters, or close to it, and I can pretend that I've got more of them, just because, you know, you end up with like 10 Rons and, you know, a whole bunch of everybody else. Okay, these look like they're supposed to snap in, but they certainly are not going to, because yeah, there's nothing for them to snap onto inside the box. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I guess they're just trying to show you that they store. And they're not broken! Woohoo! Which is nice. Alright, so we've got those. And then that one fits inside. Roll this down. So we close up. Maybe. Don't smash him in the face. Gonna fit, please? Maybe? Kinda? Sorta? Oh, that'll do, I guess. I'm gonna close that down. Match it up. You got overcooked. Ooh, that's a good one. So depending on how you define food and drinks, I mean, if that's how you create health materials, then there's plenty of games like that. Like you need to in Minecraft, you need to in, you know, Valheim and plenty of other games. So I'm going to tip. So for storage play purposes, I've got this going sideways, which is probably the best way for me to do things because I'm good at breaking stuff. So we'll see. I mean, one of the advantages of the playable sets, I mean, this is meant to be playable. The advantage of the playable sets in that sense is that they give you tons of options, but then if I'm just going to diorama style display them, I don't know what I really want to do because I don't know how I really want to store these because if there's so many choices, so I don't know which diorama I feel like doing. Okay, so this piece clips on here. Most of the things, like I've got all 6 of the book style Harry Potter rooms. Okay, that kind of fits, maybe? Oh, no, can't. Doesn't quite fit. There we go. Alright, next. Is there anything else we do with it? That's it. So they didn't tell me where the little shooter discs go. I assume, or did they tell me? Maybe they did. They don't really show you where the shooter discs go, but I assume they just sit inside somewhere. That would make plenty of sense. And then of course you have to take all that stuff off the back before you can put the discs away, which is kind of silly because I can't get inside now, but that's okay. Put them in with the heads for the moment. And there we are. So that's the closed up box. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. So I love the look of this trunk. It's the second of the trunks that we've made. Yeah, it's the second one of the trunks we've made. The first one was like a Hogwarts house trunk, and once again, it actually has multiple different configurations. I think I left it in whatever they had us build as the default, but it could switch to be a sorting hat ceremony or something else. So yeah, that's the end of that one. We've hit the top of the hour. Perfect time to just see how things are going. And uh-oh, what did I do? Oh, there we go. Brought up the wrong screen. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is just double check and see if our Find Friend is still up. Long screen. Live. There we go. Fresh. If not, someone else is. Aha! Okay, Wolfen has passed the 2-hour mark, which suggests that they could raid out at any time. They may go 3 hours. It's hard to say. Their slot's a little unclear. I mean, we are on direct collision course, the two of us. So yeah. So we've got the top 2 I'd look at this point. Actually, top 3, I guess, would be Wolfen would be number 1. Number 2 in no particular order probably be Maribel Jade. And then 3 would probably be either Froggo or Corrupted Tree. So let me just talking about rating. Excellent. Okay. Given that case, then let's take Wolfen off the list just because of that. And I'm going to start coordinating with her just so that I have a better idea what we're doing on various days. I would like to just know what her schedule is so that we can accommodate for that. I've kind of bogarted the slot for enough days that it's totally fair if others want to do it. I know some people like Melissa Mines, be perfectly frank. Sometimes her style isn't my style. She does a very good job, but it's not always my style. You know what? I think we're still gonna go with Jade. She's on Truly Winter. Hard to tell what she's doing at the moment. Looks like she's in the Nether, and Her subject line says, Truly Winter, may the 8th be something or other. So, yeah. But, I mean, if you guys do have recommendations, feel free to drop them in Discord or DM me, and it's all good. You know, then we'll figure it out. I always have trouble with this whole rating business, deciding who it is, because I have too many people I like. So let's start. I'm going to hit up exit my fancy buttons and see which fancy buttons cooperate. That's probably a good one. None. There you go. Okay. Well, let's just get this going. I've spent too long yickety yakking. And I really appreciate that all of you guys were here. I'm always surprised when you guys do come. I just needed a day to, once a week, do something that's not gaming, but I still miss you guys if I don't. So let's get this raid started. Drop that one. Is it in my list? No, of course not. Of course not. Okay, so let's head on over to the end screen, and then we'll get that raid rocking. That way I can type without you guys seeing my lovely arms. Raid. Arid. Raid. Now the button works, of course. Thanks, guys. We will see you on Sunday.
Managed.
Please do check out everybody you can in the Dadcraft Community Stream Weekend. It starts tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, I believe. And there'll be a great lineup of people there. It'll just be a raid train that goes right on through. I think might have a minor gap in the middle of the night, but it's definitely the 2 days. Totally worth seeing. All right, so thanks everybody for coming through. Thanks to our clue spenders today, and we appreciate our moderation team, including Mama Bear, Fantastic Sherlock Fox, Benson, and Zerk. Our conversation today was from mostly Scott, CT Productions, Valenti, Wolfen, Killer Panda, Dadcraft, and Al. Have yourselves a fantastic day. If you're not able to join us this weekend, have a great weekend, and I shall see you on Sunday or Monday. Until then, bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.